So let's start with status. So in the status, I would like to tell you a little bit about the Dasharo team events roadmap for this quarter. I guess this quarter it's already ended, but first quarter 25, and then potentially what may happen in the further quarters in 2025. Then some statistics about Dasharo issues repository, so you know like how we performing. Then a little bit about the upstreaming effort and the status of the forks of the core boot and EDK2 fork. A little bit about patch QE initiative, although like this is something that we announced last time. And also stats about our Matrix channel, so how our community on Matrix growing, and who are the leaders in supporting and helping others. So let's look at this roadmap. So you can see that the roadmap is divided like into three segments on the left side: the Dasharo segment, the Zarhus segment, and PACE Enterprise Training segment. So those segments are kind of main 3M dev activities. So Dasharo, as I told you, is a core boot downstream. Zarhus is a Yocto-based open source distribution, Linux distribution. You can say that Dasharo toolsuit is a Zarhus kind of deliverable. At least it is Zarhus team deliverable. There are also other stuff like there is something called RTE, a remote test environment, which got also operating system which coming from Zarhus team. And this RTE we use in our validation lab. So RTE is a controller which can control mainboard power on, SPI flashing, and various other actions like even GPIO toggling, checking the status of the board. But you know, this is maybe not the key thing. The what I wanted to say here is that this is a second group in organization, and third group, which kind of recently growing, is a PACE Enterprise Training group. Like mostly that's me, but there are other people which support me in creating training materials, and I will tell you more about that. We are past two events, so my friends and colleagues from 3M Dev were attending Yocto Project Dev Day in October, and they presented practical security for embedded system, and they show how you can and what kind of struggles you have to get through to implement secure storage in trusted execution environment, mostly for ARM platforms. This presentation can be found on Yocto Project YouTube channel, and we also have these links in this presentation. The presentation PDF will be sent to you if, of course, you register it on the website. Then we will send it after the event. If not, it will be published like in 6 weeks or something. The next event that I was attending was a public commercial session of training of mastering UEFI Secure Boot and Intel Root of Trust, so Intel Boot Guard. It was really nice event, really interesting from the perspective of security. And there was a lot of pen testers there. There was a lot of hardware tooling from Keysight, from other vendors who show how to really extract keys from secure elements, secure chips. Really great hacking event. And part of the event is our trainings, and that was first time when I did the public training, deliver the public training. Of course, this was paid one, so it is also a good thing because it delivers some margins for 3M Dev, so we can do open source contribution. And right now we are in December, 12th December, where we deliver, I guess that's yeah, Maciej, I will mute you. Okay, so getting back to the roadmap. So Dasharo user group is right now 12th December, and the next event we will attend is Zen Winter Meetup, which is in Grenoble in France, where I will talk about enabling UEFI Secure Boot in XCP-NG, but not only XCP-NG, but like mostly it would be about Zen and problems and kind of challenges related to Zen. And I hope to maybe build from build some awareness that this feature is really needed, because from my perspective, not much going on in Zen to enable UEFI secure boot and establish a robust chain of trust in this ecosystem, and this should benefit XCP-ng and KubesOS. And after that, we have open source firmware dev room. I will show you agenda, because I guess almost all talks were already published and confirmed. So you can see at the FOSDEM agenda that this room already have very interesting talks. And then in March, I don't know what date precisely. The plan was 12th March, but it seems that it may be shifted by a week later. There will be DAC number 9. Yeah. So what else I would like to tell you about the events? I guess that's mostly it. So maybe so we will have links for the YouTube playlist and slides for last event, last Dasharo user group, and last VPAP, and then KubesOS Summit. Also, videos were published from day 1 and day 2 on our YouTube channel. Yocto Summit as well. And then if we look at the FOSDEM 2025, this is agenda. I guess not all talks were confirmed at the time when I did this screenshot, but if you will go to the FOSDEM schedule, and then you will find open source firmware, BMC and bootloader dev room, you can check what's there. But from the interesting talks, definitely we're looking for Leonard kind of almost always joining us and almost always telling us about unified kernel images. This is very important for the security. Of course, there are various interests in the Linux community, in the open source community, but because most likely this will lead to situation where grab kind of need will decrease, and if we will more go into unified kernel images, we will probably boot directly from UEFI. And for some it is good, for some it is not good. It really depends. Building firmware action is 9 elements talk about CI/CD. So we're really looking to see what's going on in the CI/CD space for firmware. I know this project was actively developed, so yeah, so we will see live what's the status there. Other stuff, Hewlett-Packard will show their flashless servers with open source firmware. This is also very, very interesting. I guess Ron Minich recently on LinkedIn announced that he's joining HP Enterprise. So yeah, so I guess he will work with Jean-Marie Verdun. And yeah, we're looking for this talk also. Then grab status is like a kind of classical talk. Then as well as trench boot status, it was also last year. But the one which is very interesting is this AMD SEV SNP in OVMF. So it looks like we will have a chance to learn how to emulate this feature and how to use this feature. I guess I don't know if this is leveraging that or emulating that. But anyway, it would be like OVMF is a firmware for the firmware for the virtual machines. So it will show very interesting stuff like how AMD encrypted VMs progress in the ecosystem. Other stuff is from Dimitri. I'm getting this is like about device tree blobs and how to use them effectively in firmware. And then I will probably announce some physical pubs, so we will have live party as it always is in Brussels after the FOSDEM. Other part of the year, so definitely I will go to Santa Clara to give one more time the Mastering UEFI Secure Boot and Intel Root of Trust technology training. And then we probably will have another Dasharo user group meetings. And somewhere in the September, we're planning to do KubesOS Summit 2025. We don't know when yet, because we don't have location. The current location that was for last 2 years kind of was exhausted by space is too small, so we have to move on. Okay. yeah, so I would like to invite you to Hardware I/O in Santa Clara. If any one of you going there or will be near or would like to join the trainings, I really recommend that. The whole staff of the conference is very friendly and the atmosphere is great. There are really great people coming there. A lot of pen testers with huge experience in hardware hacking. So yeah, very very nice community. For those who are interested in getting the free version of the training, which will be different than the one on Hardware I/O, because the one on Hardware I/O is of course personally driven by me. But if someone would like to get the recorded one and kind of follow the training on your own pace, you can scan this code. You will just sign up for it will create an email where you just sign up for notification about publication of the beta testing of ARC4221 on Open Security Training website and TC3211 Intel BootGuard. So that's it about events and about trainings. And let's look at Dasharo issues. So number of reported bugs was slightly smaller, but we kept the rate of bugs, I guess, are at the level of around plus 100. So like every quarter we have like around 100 bugs. So yeah. Then we were able to fix like 67 from the reported one. And if we look at the if we look at these bugs as an indication of some quality or something, I would not. So there are various papers which clearly describe that the number of bugs does not describe quality of the project, because like it's just the activity of the project. Sometimes we adding tasks. Sometimes those are real bugs. Sometimes those are feature requests. And to be honest, we want to have as much bugs as possible in terms of we will have something to work on, and we like project not dying because people still reporting new stuff. So that's very good indication of the activity in the project. And in case of fixed bugs, of course, we can treat it as a performance of developers. And yeah, of course, like we will try to be more and more efficient in fixing bugs. Regarding the activity on the GitHub, we can say that yeah, Wessel from Nova Custom is probably most active. Like we see that most comments coming from him. Thierry, Zir Blazer, like I guess that group not changed much for like couple quarters. It's very hard to beat them when you're coming to a community. But yeah, but we are very grateful for their contribution, for their activity, and obviously we can say that those members in community deserve the recognition and deserve the respect. So if you will meet them in the chat, please remember those are very valuable contributors, and yeah, give them high five for that. Yeah, so I guess like we gained 9 new contributors to the issues. So this is how it looked like in terms of pull requests issued to Dasharo core boot fork. We kept tempo of around 30 PRs merged per quarter, but the issue is that the number of open PRs keep growing, and it's keep growing at the bigger scale than we're trying to fix them or close them. And of course, that means we have to grow our team, and we, of course, always open for new candidates. So if you're looking for a new position and you would like to cooperate with us, feel free to send your CV, and who knows, maybe we could work together. Yeah, so we essentially merged 28 merged requests, 44 were added, 13 were closed, and yeah, and remaining, I guess, 10 like 13 were or something are still open, yeah, or 15. Yeah, so regarding the beta testing group, I was announcing Dasharo beta testing group last quarter, but I just get just one person who was interested in that. So I guess this is not working so well as for Nova Custom. So yeah, I guess for now we will just put it all on hold, and we will just not start this effort. So if anyone would be looking at these videos, or maybe in future interested in beta testing, feel free to reach out. Maybe we just have to grow the community and make it bigger, and then like it would be easier to create a beta testing group. Just as a reminder, the plan was to have beta testers to get free access to the binaries, to all the early binaries for the beta testing effort. And of course, the risk was that you can break your device, so you have to be brave, and have some tools for recovery. So you have to also have tools for bringing back your device to life. Tech preview, like we still plan some 2 releases with tech preview, mostly related to trench boot. I'm still thinking about the SMI transfer monitor. Even recently, I was reached by Brian Delgado from Intel. He was asking about that. So I'm looking for finding resources for adding SMI transfer monitor and proving it works on MSI, like on MSI or maybe other hardware. Yeah, Intel bootguards is also on our roadmap, and we have like a lot of requests about that, but somehow cannot find time for that. So still in the backlog. Some free stuff for you, of course, for those who are brave enough. So for those brave souls who are not afraid of breaking the systems and they have ability to recover the systems, there are artifacts. You can go to the GitHub, to the Dasharo Coreboot GitHub, go to actions, click this this action. Let me do some arrow here. Click this action Dasharo, and then you will have some list of workflows running. Then you're choosing some workflow. Of course, like you have to like choose some good workflow. Best is to look at the build time. If the build time is reasonably big, that means that we really built something significant there, and probably a lot of binaries are published. Most of the workflows should be fine, but I saw also some like dummy workflows with just like, I don't know, like they just have 5 minutes of building, and to be honest, I'm not sure if this is essentially the same. So then if you click that, just give me a second, I have to get back to the slides. Yeah, then you will have this one, and you essentially have all the binaries for free. Of course, please note that those are not tested binaries. Those are just CI built. There is no validation against that. It's like a random point in time. Tree is built, but you can download it and flash it. Yeah, and yeah, if it works for you, then yeah, feel free to use it or feel free to report bugs against it. So for someone who is very motivated, things can be free. And of course, like on the other side, if you want really validated stuff, you need support, you want support us financially, then please buy Dasharo Pro package, and that's the way. Okay. Regarding the upstreaming, like I guess like we hit the worst quarter in upstreaming ever. I'm not sure what's going on. Like I thought that also a kind of activity upstream was a little bit slower in this quarter. Also from our side, but also in upstream itself. It shows also that like I think they planned the 24/11 release, but it was not published. And recently, like Felix even wrote that there will be a 24/12, so like they should around 18th of December they should think about new Coreboot release. Yeah, but so maybe when we will be a couple days closer to that date, maybe some of our hanging patches will be merged, maybe not, we don't know. But you see that yeah, the previous quarters were much better in upstreaming. Yeah. So what was upstream? The upstreamed stuff was very small, like some fix locking SMRAM. This is related with DRTM Intel TXT features. This was done by Michał. And then some small fixes to the IT 8613 embedded controller, the Super IO tool. Get some additional dumps. And Sergey added some very small change to correct the git handling command. You see that in case of handling the upstreaming process and what size of the diff that we have, it's quite significant. It's like 40,000 lines of code, which sitting on the Dasharo branch versus 2408 tag. Of course, the problem is that some stuff, like some stuff were already merged, some stuff probably will be merged, and then after rebase we probably will decrease that number. But this is huge, still huge number, and yeah, and we're looking to improve that. Okay, in case of EDK2, we added 33 pull requests, merged 17, and closed 12. So yeah, and some of those are still open. Yeah, I guess not much to say that, like, the number of open pull requests still growing, but we also merging some stuff. But you see, it's evolving. Like, it looks like in EDK2 we also have quite active development. Regarding Dasharo star history for our repositories, yeah, I guess this date is wrong because it's showing the this is like a weird date, but maybe this is 3rd December. But anyway, you can see that things going flat on the top. So if you are watching this presentation, if you like Dasharo, if you like what we're doing, adding stars. So this is nothing. We have like 80 stars. So this project is like very, very small. It's nothing in comparison to some 1,000 stars projects. Yeah. But on the other side, firmware is niche stuff. So yeah, stars help us to be more visible to others and to like bring more attention to some people just looking for random stuff in the internet, and maybe someone will be convinced to try. Regarding Matrix community, we have Zirblazer crossing like 8,000 messages. So I guessing this is just for general channel because I don't check any other channels. So probably if we consider other channels, it is much more. But yeah, it's like huge, big activity. So congratulations. Collector is not recently active very much, but in the past was very active. So he's very high in the rank. Han Ether, the fourth I cannot read. It's like complex to me to read it, but Xutax Kamai, I don't know. He's also not very active recently. Thierry is helping with the heads issues, so thanks Thierry for that. Yeah, and that's the most active people on the Dasharo Matrix. And we were like more verbose in this quarter because last quarter we had around 1,000 messages. This quarter we got more like 2,000, and probably the closer to end of year people will have more time for themselves than for working, and maybe as a hobby they will just poke with Dasharo. So yeah, who knows, maybe there will be even more activity this quarter. But yeah, I'm very happy that we crossed 400 Dasharo Matrix Space users. So thank you very much for joining. It is a pleasure to have you here. And yeah, enjoy, ask questions, try Dasharo, try, test, choose, know your firmware. Yeah. Yeah. So this is like a growth of Dasharo users over time. Regarding activity on the channels, so general channel is the most active. The others remain in in the same order. Random and support channels are probably most active. Developers VPAP is very active, close to the event. Other than that, almost nothing going on there.